I didn't come here to be a set-piece taker.
Yeah.
I don't want to get this wrong. I think messaged me and he FaceTimed me the other day and he had his school uniform on.
Wow.
And I was like, mate, you just played in the Premier League like a week ago and then you're walking back through the school gate. Even like with anxiety and stuff like that, that's like such a big thing in football for players. I feel like the more people that speak up, the better. Hi, I'm Declan Rice. Usually I get interviewed by the media, but today I'm getting interviewed by two Arsenal supporters. I've been told that Dan and Alex used to run an Arsenal podcast with their friend Tom, who sadly passed away by suicide a few years ago.
Our very close friend Tom was the host, a brilliant guy, massive Arsenal fan. In 2022, he took his own life after many years of struggling in and out of depression.
When we first started talking about doing this, Alex said to me, Tom would have done this, like 100%.
Yeah.
He gets to talk to Declan, like all of that stuff, which as a fan is incredible, but also a chance to talk about mental health. 100% Tom, he'd have done it. I've always felt that Declan Rice, even before he was at the club, he always seemed like someone that was very genuine on camera and always wanted to try and be himself on camera.
He's been basically incredible since day one.
Yeah.
We just hope he stays for a long, long time.
You alright guys?
Yeah, man.
You good? Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you, Declan.
You
Alex.
okay?
I'm
Alex,
Dan.
Dan, nice to meet you. I've heard all about you.
Deck, we've got a few questions to ask you, if that's all right.
No problem. Let's get into it.
I've probably watched your first goal for Arsenal against United about 100 times. I watch it about once a week, basically, because it never fails to make me feel good. That might be an obvious one for you, but what's a small, maybe meaningful moment from your career that brings a smile to your face?
When I wasn't at Arsenal, you see how big of a club Arsenal actually is, and like the Emirates, Highbury, the history. So when I actually scored my first goal, obviously the history between Arsenal and Man United as well, the way that stadium erupted, it was like something I've never seen before. Like players sign for clubs, especially for the fee that I signed for, like people obviously expect them big moments all the time.
Yeah.
And obviously you never know when your first goal's gonna come. So like when I did score that, I think it was like the fourth or fifth game in, it settled me completely. Yeah. Like it just made me feel really relaxed and I think after that point in my first season, I just managed to kick on and just kind of forget about everything else then. It was a real turning point for me.
Who messaged you off the back of the Real Madrid free kicks that you might not have expected to hear from?
Who messaged me? I don't want to get this wrong. I think Beckham messaged me, but I had that many messages that I should know that. Yeah, like old England legends, all of them, like Frank Lampard, Gerrard, so many people.
Well, it's perfect you said Beckham because as we've got here, a few people have been comparing your deliveries to the Beckham and calling you the best set piece taker in the Premier League. Oh. How does that make you feel when you hear that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's crazy because I didn't come here to be a set piece taker, but it was something the manager seeing me and the set piece coach seeing me that, I don't know, I felt like they had more belief in it, like more belief in me than I had in myself in kind of like taking them. And then the more I started to take them and like get more confident with it, I've realised that I could do what they want. And I've been really consistent with my deliveries. And obviously now where we've scored so much, it gets so much traction. Yeah. I'm happy I've been getting assists because like that feeling for me as well, for helping out my team, is really special.
You've welcomed plenty of new signings into the squad this season, as well as some England players like Madueke and Eza. You and Myles lined up alongside them during the recent international break. Has the England bond sort of been integral to help those new players settle in? Has that helped?
Yeah, I think massively. I think us four lining up together was incredible, to be honest with you. I think I can't remember the last time, probably 4 Arsenal players lined up in an England shirt together. Like it shows where the club's... Yeah, it's hard.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Do you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Really, yeah?
I think it was Walcott, Chamberlain, Chambers and Gibbs.
Oh,
about 10, 11 years ago.
So there you go then, yeah. So it's crazy, the time gap in that. And obviously you've got Bukayo to add to that, Ben White. We've got a proper good Arsenal England group now. So
it's great.
Probably to help them lads settle it was easy, to be honest, because we all knew Nwaneri, we all knew Ebbs. Obviously Myles is Myles, obviously Sacks is Sacks. Like, we know them guys, but the other two to obviously come in, it was easy for them to adapt for sure, because we've got such a good group. You've
been at the club for over 2 years now. What do you think you need to do in order to take the next steps to sort of achieve something great with the club? Yeah, I said this, I think the other week to someone. I think we've been given everything here. Like,
to succeed. You know, we know going into every match day exactly what we have to do, what the opposition do, how we're going to play. It's now down to us as players to get it over the line. We have the depth now, you know, we have the quality of players. So it's down to us to have the performances and also the consistency of performances. Obviously, the Premier League's 38-game season, it's not going to be won in, you know, August, September. Obviously, in my first 2 seasons, I've missed out, come second twice, which has been sickening.
Yeah.
But there has been some positives to take, and I fully believe this team is growing in the right direction. It's just about us getting over the line now, which is the most important thing.
How's your role in the dressing room changed since you've gone from being an academy player to a full established international?
When you come from another club to especially to Arsenal, you already have these big players. You know, you have to impress them in like some way. You have to earn the respect of the dressing room, and not only by playing but also as like a person. And I feel like once you're seen as like a nice guy and like you get on with everyone, I feel like straight away you're taken in and like you're really trusted. And obviously now I've been here for 2 years, I'm part of the leadership group now, and I think people can speak to me like, because I'm such a, like I said, I'm like a happy-go-lucky person.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'll chat to anyone about anything.
Yeah. To us, you just come across as an open book.
Yeah. Like whether it's
amazing.
the cleaners, whether it's the chefs, like I'm bantering with them every day. Like I'll speak to them about anything. So I feel like to have a teammate, not only just like me, but I've got loads of teammates I feel like I could go and speak to about something.
Yeah.
I feel that's like a real positive, which is a good thing, because I feel like, again, probably wasn't the case probably like 20 years ago in football. I feel like everything was like a closed book, whereas now things are more open, and I feel like that's a real positive. If you look at our young lads who've come in, they've done Myles and Ethan and like obviously Max now.
Yeah.
Like they're such good kids anyway, but being around us lot, we've made them like really grow.
Yeah.
Just because we're such like good people, and like you latch on to like other people's behaviours, and like they see our standards and things like that, and like the way we and Ethan and Myles, the difference from last year to this year, like how they've grown like as people was like incredible. Like they'll speak to anyone now, they're like loud, they're themselves, and that's what you want. You want people to feel comfortable. And obviously Max, he's only 15, just going to be turning 16 in December. I've never seen a 15-year-old so comfortable around the first team. Like,
I was going to say, do you have to remind yourself sometimes, like, these guys are kids, they're like teenagers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they actually are just kids.
Yeah.
Like I said to Max on the way back from pre-season tour, I couldn't get my head around it, that he was going back to school. And he FaceTimed me the other day, and he had his school uniform on.
Wow.
And I was like, mate, you just played in the Premier League like a week ago, and then you're walking back through the school gates.
Can you imagine what that must be?
I know, that's what but for him, even me as a 15-year-old going into West Ham's first team dressing room, I would no way have been as confident as he was. Yeah. I'd have been like a quiet, like just in the corner. Unless someone spoke to me, I wouldn't have spoke to them.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like now, like Max especially, he's just so confident and like in himself, in his ability, in his way, like he wants to talk to people. And
do you think that's obviously he is just a confident kid, but do you think also the setup of the club is allowing that, like if you're a 15, 16, 17-year-old, it allows you to feel confident going into the first team dressing room? What was it like?
Yeah,
the support's there.
Yeah, definitely. I think the support network here is incredible, and I've seen the academy, the way they work, it's insane.
Who do you turn to if you're ever feeling down? Is there anyone that's like forefront of your mind when you get those moments?
Yeah, I think probably just my closest people that are around me, whether that's my best friend, mum, dad, girlfriend, like just your people that you're closest to. Even here, like I said, probably 2 or 3 of the lads that I feel like I could really go and speak to, like if I was feeling down or whatever. You wouldn't notice it, but I feel like in football, even like with anxiety and stuff like that, that's like such a big thing in football for players. Like just anxiety of thinking about the match, thinking about the game, thinking about what's going on. Like sometimes, you know, it's some of the lads that are like, one day they're as high as a kite, and the next day they're just like, keep themselves to themselves. And I can be like that sometimes. Like I can feel so high and like buzzing, but also there's days where I could feel like I'm not low, but I just not as I am. So it's just like getting that balance right. So I feel like if I ever was feeling like, you know, really, really down or anything like that, I could definitely speak to my closest people or 2 or 3 people here, which is a real positive, because as we know, not a lot of people feel like they can talk to anyone. So I feel like I'm lucky in a way that I can.
Suicidal thoughts are known to be able to be interrupted, whether it's like a really simple thing like a smile or a hello. Something like that can really interrupt someone's darkest thoughts that they might be having. Have you got a message for anyone watching this who might be struggling with their mental health?
It's important that you get what you're feeling off your chest. I know it's not as easy as what it seems, but even if you wanted to speak to me, speak to anyone that you feel like is close to you, because having them thoughts is just horrific. I can see there, like, you talking how much, obviously, like what you're thinking, obviously, because I know about your backstory with your friend. It's horrible, you know. It's emotional to talk about, and I feel like the more people that speak up, I know it's easy saying it, the better, because there is someone there for you. Like, you actually can speak to someone. Whether I know, like, the main thought in your head is that no one is there, or like you can't speak to anyone, but there is definitely someone there, and whatever it is, it will be 100% taken seriously. And obviously, if you're feeling like that, that's not good, but there is definitely ways around, obviously, trying to overcome that. And like I said, that's whether speaking to a loved one, a close one, a friend, work colleague, whether anyone's watching this now wants to speak to me, like, I just don't like thinking about that type of stuff, and the thought of having for people to go through that, it's just, it's horrendous.
But I feel like even maybe for some of them, seeing you do this will probably inspire some players to, like,
well, that's
do
the
more.
aim. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's the aim for sure, because like you said, suicide is horrendous, and I feel like the more people that can speak about it, high profile people, I know a lot of people do anyway, but the more people that can in the Premier League, I think it will be a real positive.
If by seeing this that anybody who's struggling can sort of understand that they're not alone and that there's places that you can turn to, then that would be the major thing, really. So if there's anything we can do to help anybody, then that'd be fantastic. I'd be thrilled, so would Tom be. This is never going to get worn.
How are you feeling?
Good, yeah.
I feel like that anxiety left me about halfway through.
Yeah, he puts you at ease, doesn't he, so well.
Like, immediately.
So lovely.
That was amazing.
Yeah.